Hello all, Bill here. I don't know how I can like a film so much, but then be so aggravated by it at the same time. You know, it's just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Where do I start? I'm gonna try not to make this so long, okay? I'm gonna try. Okay, so Barbarian. First off, the name of it. I'm not sure why he called it Barbarian, okay? Because it should have been called Just Drink the Milk. I'm honest. That's what it should be called. Just Drink the Milk. It would got people wondering more about just drink. You know, tell me if you would have heard that, if you would not have been more curious about what in the movie's going on, instead of saying Barbarian. Okay? He has reasons for it. That's fine. But my reason for it is this movie's been out for a while. I can do spoilers, okay? So AJ is the part where him and Tess are trapped in the basement. And I think things would have gone fine if he would have just drank the bottle that Mother was giving to him. And Mother is, you can't really call her a creature because she's not a creature, but she's like I'm estimating in her 40s. Okay. There's so much to unwrap here. Oh crap! I'm gonna skip around. Okay, my brain now. So much of it will hurt your brain, but so much of it is really good. But a big but here. I mean, okay, this movie is an hour and 42 minutes long. And I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm going to be really honest. Yes, I like this movie. Yes, the movie was good. Ugh. I told 3 people about this movie. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I told them. You can absolutely skip 40 minutes of this movie. The beginning, skip 40 minutes of it until the basement is actually introduced. Okay? The first 40 minutes, the only thing that seems like it has to do with is Tess and Keith both booked the B&B. Okay? They went to separate companies and booked it, alright? This takes 40 minutes to get through. They're going back and forth, going, oh, but, and then like, I rented, you rented, I rented it, but you rented it, yada, yada, yada. You get tired of the crap, you know? But then, it's like, I guess she starts having feelings for him, I guess. I don't know. It's, Bill Skarsgård and, Georgiana Campbell, if I pronounced it right. If I didn't, apologize. But it shouldn't take 40 minutes to get to the point, and it doesn't. It just keeps going and going and going. About them in the B&B renting it, and you can stay, you can sleep. I'll sleep on the couch. You can have the bed, and she's all about the sheets and it's 40 minutes of blah 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 blah. And finally, at 40 minutes, the basement gets introduced, I guess. Which is This basement is so screwed up. It is. It is so screwed up. It is. Because you're in the basement, okay? And there's a rope coming out of the wall. And she starts pulling the rope, and then the door slides open. The rock door. And it's like, oh no, a secret room. And she's like, this is the only kind of funny part, because you know the whole, I don't know if you guys seen like short clips or reels about the difference between white people and black people to hear noise. The white people are going to go investigate the noise, and have black people packing their shit and getting the hell out of there. But she does that whole I'm not going in there thing. Nope. But then she goes in there. I think Bill's already in there looking around. There's like a few small rooms, and there's a back room. There's a bed and a VCR on a stand. And you want to get the picture of what this room was about. Okay. All right. And off to the right, I think, there's another door. Then this door goes down into tunnels and rooms. This room, this movie is bad, okay? It is bad. It is bad. Like, the things that happened in this second, the hidden basement, okay? Bad things happened there, okay? Bad. But you don't know how bad until, let's say, I'm gonna go the last 25 minutes. Okay. So let me set this up for you a little bit. There is a woman down there who's probably in her 40s. There's so many holes in this movie, okay? If it doesn't rack your brain trying to figure out, you have more questions than answers. Even though I showed you stuff, you have so many questions and no answers. None. So the 40-year-old mother, we're going to call her, because basically what they're calling her, the mother, she takes care of the babies, I guess. And if you happen and get stuck down there, she's going to treat you like a baby. Means you're going to be drinking out of a bottle. Only thing is, you're as you're watching, like, where'd that milk come from? I don't want to know. I seriously don't want to know. But Tess, as brave as she is, she took a drink out of the bottle. But then AJ wouldn't do it. And she tried to get him, take it. He wouldn't do it. Finally, mother gets pissed off, yanks him out of the cage, and takes him to another room where the video was playing on TV, trying to show him, kind of calm down, the drink out of her boob. Shit. Breastfeed him. He wouldn't do that either. Okay, so all that's happening. And the escape thing happens, and he runs off into another room where he finds, this is all spoiling stuff here, okay, finds the guy who did all this. He had been in his 80s. They have a flashback. And I'm pretty sure if it's not late 70s, it's early 80s. And it shows what he does. Doesn't show what he does, but it gives you an idea of what he does. So he kidnaps people, tortures them, and basically rapes them to have babies. I'm guessing at that part, but so this scene doesn't last very long. Okay, it doesn't last very long at all. I think it lasts like 15, 16 seconds. It's been like 4 or 5 days I've seen it, so I'm basically like that. But the camera shoots and it goes over, and you see a long shelf full of VCR tapes. I think it had 4 or 5 shelves on it, full of tapes. Each one had different names on it. And as you're looking at that, your brain can freeze. And in about 5 seconds, you can get the realization of what has been going on down there and how bad it really was. Because when I watched it going on, it took my brain like 3 or 4 seconds to figure out, oh yeah, this is a lot worse than they're saying. This has been going on for a very long time. Because the guy who did it is still alive in the basement, and he must have been in his 80s. At least. Because even if it was the early 80s, 81, 91, 2001, and this is 20, I think it was 20. So that's like, what, 40 years? He was probably in 35, so it's like 80. Between 78 and 80 something. Still. But it's just everything that happened in this movie. Okay. That shelf of VHS tapes is what got me the most, because I saw it and it's like boom, it's like, oh, this movie is really a lot worse than they're showing. Because there was a lot of tapes. I don't know if there was 2 shelves full of VHS tapes, but there was a lot. And oh man, I said a few choice words when I saw this, because you gotta be kidding me. There is a lot of tapes. He put one in the VCR, one was in the VCR already, pushed it in and started it, but they didn't show the tape. But then they heard the sound off it, and the guy asked him, like, what's wrong with you? But so there are so many questions that you just don't know where to start. I'm gonna give you this for instance, right? It's spoilers too. Tell yourself. Okay. The mama. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where to start at. Spoilers, okay. She was rammed into the house with a car. Full force, boom, into the house. Didn't affect her, got out of that. There's one scene at the end where AJ pushes Tess off a tower, pretty sure the water tower, some kind of tower, to save his ass. And as she's falling, Mama is falling with her, because Mama wanted to save her because that's her baby. Okay. Somehow, Mama caught up with her and got on the back of her and hit the ground with Tess on top of her. You've probably seen it in the movies. And as you're watching, you're trying to figure out how she grabbed her so quick, or got to her, to be able to get behind her and fall. See, so many questions. Okay, so apparently with the head bashing, that didn't kill her either. Okay. A gun was taken out of the drawer. I'm gonna tell you everything. A gun was in a drawer. It was used, but then AJ got the gun, so he dropped it as he climbed up the water tower. But on the ground, because he went back down to the water tower, because they were both down there. So he walks. The gun was someplace. It didn't even seem like where it fell at. Like, how they gonna get in that spot? So he got the gun and walked up to her. And apparently, Tess was still alive, but Mama was knocked out or whatever. And it happens really fast. Somehow, my mother jumps up, grabs on the AJ, basically pushes his eyes out, or gashes his eyes out, and then takes his head and opens up like a cantaloupe. Justin Long plays AJ. And Justin Long has a problem with, I don't know, not making it through movies. Jeepers Creepers. This one, Barbarian. I'm not sure about Walrus. I know he gets jacked up in Walrus. I don't know if he in Walrus. I want to see that one because I want to see how they turn him into a walrus. But he does not have a good track record, except for weapons. He actually made it through weapons. Nothing happened to him, which is great. I was surprised. So, yeah. So she survives getting rammed into a house with a big car. Survives what looked like a 50-foot drop, bashing her head in, and survives that. Now, AJ is dead. Tess gets up. Well, I think he lays down. I think Mom was on top of her, hoping she looks and see she's okay. And then Tess grabs the gun and bang. Okay. And so this is what confused me, okay? Like I said, gets rammed into the house with the car. Falls 40 feet. Bashes his head in. Nothing. And she's expecting that a bullet in the head is going to take her out? Really? Really? All together now. Really? They didn't show what happened. They didn't show anything. Now back a good half hour or so, maybe sooner, we get the whole chase scene happen between Mother, AJ, and Tess. A homeless guy, it's shown, pops up once in a while. So, I think he tried to save those two. He goes through his whole story and dance and stuff. And he says, like, well, there's worse things down there than her. And I saw an interview with Krieger and Long and Joanna and Matthew Patrick played his mother. And the director actually said, director-writer, actually said that what he meant by that was he met Frank, who did all the kidnapping and torturing, which kind of sucks. Because when the homeless man said there's things worse down there than her, I was so hoping that he meant other kids, you know? Because this is what it didn't explain, okay? It did not deep dive into any of this. The bodies. I'm guessing there must be at least 60 or 70 tapes. After you see it, your brain's gonna go, oh crap. It's a lot worse than I imagined at all. And they don't have to show. They don't have to do no characters, no talking. It's just passing over the tapes, and it's just like I was dumbfounded. It was like, this movie is completely worse than I thought it was. So the director writer says he meant Frank, and I'm thinking, why? Why did he have to say that? Because I'm sitting here, before I saw the interview, I would have been sitting there going, I can't wait for a sequel. It could start at the close to the ending of the first one and send down the freaking army or like boatload of cops or something, you know? Then having to search tunnels. They gotta find other kids maybe. Where did he dump all the bodies at? It is not going to that. It goes with one person, mother. And that's the only person they focus on. It shows you cages, you know. But his mother, one of the kidnapped victims, or his mother a kid of one of the victims. I don't know. They don't explain that. Let me find out. Give me 1 second, 'cause I really need to know. Is mother from Barbarian victim or child? It probably won't say anything. Okay, so this is what it says. In the film Barbarians, the character known as Mother is both a victim and a child of victims. She's not a born monster, but a tragic product of decades of sadistic abuse and incest. Another thing. See, I don't know how much I can read of this on YouTube. I don't want them to. It says, Mother was born from this horror, the result of Frank's continuing his stuff with little people, kids, he had by the victims. What I thought created multiple generational cycles of incest. So, yeah, that's what I thought. So, definitely a child of all that stuff. And now I know for sure, which is good because that's what I thought. But if that is true, shouldn't there be a lot more? After you see the show, what I'm talking about, with all the names, they don't really get names, they get descriptions too, and names. Where are the rest of the product of his stuff? Okay? Because once they go through the tunnels, there's a lot of tunnels. From the house to the basement, through the stone door, into the hidden basement part, but the other door goes down in the tunnels. And they only focus on 2 rooms down there, where Mother's at and where Frank's hiding. But there is a lot more tunnels. So there's gonna be a lot more room, and I bet you there's a lot more people down there. Oh. I tell you, this is a messed up movie. It's a messed up, totally messed up movie. Really, 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 really. All right, I better let you guys go because all I can say right now it's on Netflix. I'm not sure how much longer it's gonna be on Netflix. So you need to go see it. Okay? Just go see it. Turn on Netflix. Go see it. Turn it on or whatever you want to call it, because man. But like I said, you can skip the first 40 minutes of the movie because nothing happens. And by the time it gets introduced, then start watching. I know it's bad skipping a movie, but you really want to sit there and have two people talk 40 minutes about who ran what first and going through paperwork and then one falling for her, or I think she fell for him, or I'm not. It's a bunch of malarkey. It's a waste of time. Unless you want to watch it, go ahead and talk over it. I'll probably skip. Every time I watch it now, I'll skip the first 35, 40 minutes of it. Alright. Appreciate you watching it. Take care. And I shall talk to you all later. Bye.